This is one of the times when I go on Rotten Tomatoes and I simply just don't understand the critics' score. Like, what the hell? X-Men Apocalypse is directed by Bryan once again. It stars literally everybody in the X-Men universe. Not going to say their name because it would take me forever. In this film, Apocalypse, the very first mutant, played by Oscar Isaac, rises up and decides to destroy the world because he feels that mankind just isn't right. And he takes in a bunch of mutants, particularly Magneto, to help him and follow blind leaders. I love where the X-Men universe has gone over the last few years. I own most of them on Blu-ray. X-Men, X2, X-Men First Class, X-Men Days of Future Past, and yes, Deadpool. Now, I love the marketing for this movie. I really love Days of Future Past. It is my favorite X-Men film. It's one of my favorite superhero films ever. So I was so excited to see what Bryan Singer was going to do with Apocalypse. Like I said in my intro, I read the critic reviews and I was shocked by how mixed this movie was. And I gotta tell you, I disagree with those critics. This is me sticking my middle finger up to them because I really dug X-Men Apocalypse. I had a great time with the film. Is it perfect? Sadly, no, but not every movie's perfect. You could even find the tiniest flaws in the movies that are considered to be the greatest of all time. So what did I like about the movie? Well, once again, the dynamic between McAvoy and Fassbender as X and Magneto, just incredible. These two have been my favorite aspect of this particular First Class franchise, and they are honestly my two favorite performances in this entire franchise. Like, they are great. But Magneto, what Fassbender does in this particular film, there's a scene with him in the forest. It broke my heart, and I was just like, damn, this is marvelous acting, and this is why Fassbender is a two-time Oscar nominee, because he really shines in pretty much everything he does, including the X-Men films. I really liked Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse. I was a little worried going into it, because while I do love Oscar Isaac, like Drive, Inside Llewyn Davis, Ex Machina, obviously The Force Awakens, I didn't know how he was going to do as Apocalypse. He was great. And I loved the VFX voice that they added to him to kind of enhance his evilness. I loved it. It was great. He was a very menacing villain. While he was a very short-sized villain, I bought him as the character. He was fantastic. I had no qualms with him at all in terms of his performance. As well as most of the acting. Most of the acting is great. The return people, for the most part, are great. To talk about the new people, Sheridan was fantastic as Cyclops. I was really excited to see what he was going to do. My bae, Sophie Turner, Sansa Stark, she was great as Jean Grey. I was very surprised by Cody Smith-McPhee as Nightcrawler because, to be quite honest, I'm not really the biggest fan of him. The actor, I love the character of Nightcrawler, but I'm not a fan of Cody Smith-McPhee. I'm sorry. But he was great. He had some funny moments here, and I really dug that. The Quicksilver sequence in this movie, oh man, put a smile on my face. I don't know if it's as good as the sequence in Days of Future Past. I'll tell you guys this right now. You'll be so happy when you see the Quicksilver sequence in this film. And also, I just really like the story too. Like I said, Apocalypse is just seeing like, oh, mankind is terrible. And also, it takes place in the 80s, which is freaking dope because the 80s are dope as hell. And yeah, I think Bryan Singer did a great job with the direction. I thought the writing by Simon Kinberg was really good. I really just had a great time, and the action is very well done. I was very blown away with it. The technical stuff here isn't as good as the stuff in Days of Future Past, but it was still very well done for what they were going to do. Now, to talk about my qualms with the movie, I'm going to say this right now. There was one particular performance in this film that I just felt wasn't as strong as the other ones, and that's Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. I love Jennifer Lawrence to death. I thought she was really bad in this film. I thought she was very wooden in this film. And maybe that's just me, but honestly, she didn't look like she gave a damn, which is sad because she's Jennifer Lawrence and she looked so committed in the other two X-Men films that she was in. So why wouldn't she be committed now? There were some characters that were very underutilized, like Psylocke, played by Olivia Munn. I was so excited to see what she was going to do in this film. She barely did anything in this film. She was just there for like sex appeal and saying, hey, I'm a badass. Look at me with my cool whip and stuff. Ooh la la. But no, I wasn't a fan of how they took her character, and also Angel was underutilized. By the way, Storm, very good job. I really liked the portrayal of Storm in this film. I was a little worried about that, but I really dug it. But my biggest issue is definitely with the pacing. This movie's pacing is all over the place at times. Sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it goes slow. It does start off slow, but it does end a little quickly, although the last act may be a little slow to some people. To me, it wasn't. but I was still engaged from beginning to end. I had a really good time with X-Men Apocalypse. Like I said before, I don't understand the 49% it has on Rotten Tomatoes. Overall, I had a great time with the movie. I didn't love it like I wanted to. In terms of a summer blockbuster, it was a great blockbuster, but as a film, it was a pretty good film. I'm going to give it a B+. Guys, tell me down below what you thought of X-Men Apocalypse if you saw it. What's your favorite X-Men film? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.